Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into American Express's latest financial update, and let's just say their credit card business might be acting a little delinquent. Just kidding. We're actually going to look at how they are managing their loans. Basically, we will be looking at the overall financial health according to these numbers. STP, we will be looking at the overall financial health according to these numbers. Tippy, we will be looking at the overall financial health according to these numbers. Before we get started, if you like getting straight insights from corporate reports, hit that subscribe button. We also have a great Discord community. You can find it in the description below. Join in, say hi. So this isn't a huge annual or quarterly report. It's actually a Form 8K, which companies use to announce important events to investors. And what's Amex announcing? It's an update on how their card loans are performing. Specifically, we're getting a peek at US consumer and small business loans. Let's dig in. Okay, heads up, American Express made a change. They moved about $1.6 billion in loans related to their Amazon small business credit cards, and from their main loan category to a held for sale category. Because of this change, those Amazon loans won't be included in the numbers. Starting in June, we need to keep that in mind as we review these results. Let's jump into the numbers. For US consumers, they had about $92 billion in total loans as of the end of May of 2025. At the end of April, it was around $90.7 billion, and at the end of March, it was around $90.1 billion. So the trend is that it is increasing. Now, how many people are late on their bills? As of the end of May 2025, 1.3% of consumer loans were 30 days past due, and back in April, that number was 1.4%. March was also 1.4%. So the trend is mostly staying steady, not too high or low. The net write-off rate tells us what amount of loans they don't expect to ever get back. For consumers in May of 2025, this was 2.1%. In April of 2025, it was 2.4%. The percentages are small fractions of the total investment and also staying very steady. Now let's see what the small businesses numbers are. Small businesses borrowing from American Express totaled $32 billion at the end of May of 2025. The number back in April 2025 was $31.2 billion, so like the consumer numbers, businesses are also borrowing more. How are small business customers doing on paying their bills on time? About 1.5% of small business card loans were 30 days past due at the end of May of 2025. It was 1.6%. And in very consistent percentage in, very consistent 25, it was 1.6%. Again, very consistent percentage in, very consistent, again, very consistent percentages. For small businesses, the net write-off rate was 2.4% for May of 2025. The number back in April was also 2.4%, but back in March of 2025, it was 2.6%. So it looks like the write-off rate is getting a little better over these months. One quick point about these write-off rates, they only include the principal, meaning the original amount borrowed, not any interest or fees. Here's a key point. American Express uses something called the American Express Credit Account Master Trust, which we will call the Lending Trust for short. It's a way they package up some of these loans and sell them off to investors as securities. The numbers for loans in the lending trust are not exactly the same as those of all US consumer or small business card loans. This is important to remember because performance can be different for many reasons, including the types of loans included, conditions when loans were made, and when the balances are evaluated for write-offs. For the lending trust, during the 1 month of May 2025, the annualized default rate, meaning the percentage of loans they don't expect to get paid back, was 1.3%. In the previous month of April, it was 1.3%. The month before that, March, it was 1.5%. Finally, in May of 2025, $0.22 billion of the lending trust loans were 30 days late. The same number in $0.22 billion in March as well. Okay, so what do all these numbers really mean tick well? What we have seen is that more people are borrowing and the write-off numbers are staying steady, or even in some cases going slightly down. One thing to keep in mind that is not written here or any financial document is the why people, businesses and the economy are always changing with various trends happening. American Express has a lot of moving pieces. To stay successful, they need to respond to trends in consumer spending, technology innovation and the overall economy. Alright, that's our breakdown of American Express's latest numbers. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time. It's free.